Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Add another location to the growing list of places that have had a structural problem tied to our winter. Engineers are trying to determine the stability of one of the main buildings on the Red River Valley Fairgrounds.
The middle section of the roof on Harvest Hall collapsed late this afternoon. The building, according to the Fair Association's general manager, is used mainly as winter storage for cars. Brian Schultz says there are roughly 67 vehicles inside. Schultz says a campground manager who lives on the grounds noticed the collapse this afternoon. There are 27 buildings on the grounds. Schultz says crews were removing snow from the roofs today and had been working on the building next to Harvest Hall.
From what I see, the whole building will have to come down. There's significant wall damage that's still standing, but once a building is compromised, nobody will let you rebuild it. You got to start over.
Staff are calling all the vehicle owners to let them know what happened. They also have contacted their insurance company to check on the next steps. Schultz is asking people not to come out to the fairgrounds, saying the building is unstable and dangerous. Their security team will turn people away. During the Red River Valley Fair, Harvest Hall is used for arts and crafts exhibits.
While those in Fargo can celebrate at missing the worst of this week's storm, just a few minutes north, areas of Cass County were hit by so much ice that roads were nearly impassable.
Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero was in Harwood, where some are still having trouble digging themselves out.
The interstates are back open, but authorities say there are still some spots where driving can be treacherous. County roads and highways are another matter. There's ice on Cass County roads, according to deputies, and pooled water is making it hard for cars to gain traction. The same holds true to most roads further to the north and west. South of Jamestown, there are roads that remain closed. Curtis Ladwig lives in Harwood, just to the northwest of Fargo. Like so many of his neighbors, his backyard remains packed with snow, some of it arriving Wednesday and Thursday.
There's more snow in the yard than was in 93, 97 or 2009.
Ladwig's wife died a few months ago, and he says his kids check in on him daily.
The bear is mine.
Ladwig is also wheelchair bound after getting his leg amputated. That doesn't stop him from clearing snow. He uses a tractor with a snowblower attached.
Out the ramp and get on my ATV and go out and get the tractor.
While he is concerned about the pooling in front of his garage, his biggest fear is his roof collapsing because of all the snow that's stacked on top of it.
Can't get up there to do anything about it.
While Ladwig waits for his family to help with snow removal, Cass County deputies say the roads in his area should improve by Saturday. In Harwood, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
Authorities are still advising drivers to be careful, especially on Cass County 10 and 45.
Finally, a quiet night, and we deserve it, don't we? Let's see if we can stretch it out for a few days. Justin, how's it looking for our Saturday morning?
And thank you, Andrea and Mike, and good evening, everybody. We are seeing cooler air come in with the clear skies. Temperatures across the region have fallen into the teens, and some areas into the single digits. The coldest air into the Northern Valley at Grand Forks right now at 6 degrees. Everywhere else, mainly into the teens, with the exception of some warm spots. Jamestown still at 21. We have light winds mainly from the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour, so a little bit of a wind chill out there. Some areas into the single digits. We have mostly clear skies and more clouds off to our west, and they're going to start to make their way in during the overnight. Low temperatures tonight in the Fargo area should be near that 10-degree mark before we rebound nicely for the day tomorrow. I'll tell you how warm we're going to get tomorrow and tell you all about the warm-up that we're going to see through most of the rest of the week. That's coming up later in the newscast.
All right. Thanks, Justin.
The woman accused of manslaughter and child neglect in the death of her 4-month-old child is changing her plea. 25-year-old Justice Lang was set to stand trial on Monday, but online records indicate there's a plea hearing set for that morning. Lang pleaded not guilty to 2 felonies back in September. She and her baby were reported missing July 2nd. Lang was found on the 6th. The child was found dead a day later.
We are still awaiting word from investigators on a body found in a field in Norman County, Minnesota. The body was discovered near County Highway 39 around 7:30 in the morning. That location is near Borup, Minnesota. We have been told that authorities don't believe there is a danger to the public. As a result, a stretch of Highway 39 was shut down during that investigation.
Authorities want you to know about a level 3 sex offender who's living in Grand Forks. Stephen Michael Korb recently moved from Candu and is now residing at 802 North 5th Street, number 3 in Grand Forks. He has been convicted of corruption of a minor back in 2010. He has a lifetime registration requirement in North Dakota.
It's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 39-year-old Jacqueline Morin is wanted for probation violation on a drug paraphernalia charge. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on her.
Natural gas production in North Dakota hit an all-time high in January at 2.7 million cubic feet a day. While releasing that figure, the Department of Mineral Services also expressed excitement about the Red Trail Energy Carbon Capture Project in Richardson, North Dakota. That's located in the southwestern part of the state. It'll be the first one in the country capturing CO2 emissions to store underground.
Then the next stage will be to drill a well and actually take a look at the Broom Creek Formation there, and then probably drill a monitoring well, and hopefully by early next year there will actually be carbon being captured and stored at Red Trail.
While oil production was down slightly in January, companies are proposing to add more drilling rigs this year because of an uptick in crude oil prices.
The main suspect in a pair of deadly attacks on two New Zealand mosques has made his first court appearance.
The shootings left at least 49 people dead, dozens were injured. Richard Engel has the latest.
It was no accident that New Zealand's deadliest terrorist attack began around 1:45 in the afternoon. A gunman storming the Al Noor Mosque when it was packed with hundreds of Muslims performing Friday afternoon prayers.
I could hear screaming and crying, and I saw some people were, drop dead.
Witnesses say the attacker came in through the front door wearing all black. Police say he had at least 2 assault rifles and a shotgun.
I saw in the main room on the right-hand side about 20 plus people. Some of them were dead, some of them were screaming.
One survivor managed to escape, his shirt covered in blood.
The blood is spitting on me, splashing on me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's going to happen to me now.
Witnesses describing the killer.
Was wearing a helmet, a black helmet, and with a big machine gun.
On that helmet, the gunman had a camera. This image taken in his car as he arrived at the mosque. He live streamed 17 horrific minutes as he sprayed bullets into men, women, and children, stalking from room to room, stopping only to reload. He then got into his car, driving 3 miles away to launch another deadly rampage at a second mosque. Later, police rammed his vehicle where they found explosive devices. That's the suspect being taken into custody. 2 U.S. intelligence sources tell NBC News the suspect is 28-year-old Brenton Tarrant, a white supremacist who posted an apparent manifesto of anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim conspiracies. Police say 2 others were taken into custody. Their suspected roles in the attack unclear. Australian media say Brenton Tarrant grew up in Grafton, Australia, worked as a personal trainer, and traveled throughout Asia and Europe. Police described the gunman as a fanatic who meticulously planned every detail.
We've since learned that Tarrant was remanded without plea until his next appearance in court on April 5th. He is charged with murder.
President Trump has issued his first veto a day after the Senate passed a bill to terminate his national emergency declaration on the border. Trump said he was proud to veto the bill, which he did in an Oval Office ceremony surrounded by supportive law enforcement officials and parents of Americans killed by undocumented immigrants. The president repeated that, in his view, declaring an emergency to redirect money from other projects to border wall construction is essential to American national security.
Last week's historic bomb cyclone forced dozens of blood donation centers to close their doors, resulting in a loss of nearly 1,000 blood donations. Locally, Vitalant blood donation centers need to collect at least 250 donations of blood, all types, per day to meet area demands. Volunteer blood donors must be at least 16 years old, weigh in at least 110 pounds, and be in general good health. Donors who are 16 and 17 must have signed permission from a parent or guardian. To schedule an appointment to give blood, go to vitalant.org or call 877-258-4825. Walk-in donors are always welcome.
Beer and bacon make a pretty good pair, and you can find out for yourself tomorrow at Bernie's Wines and Liquors Beer and Bacon Festival. There will be over 20 different local breweries and restaurants to sample from, with each vendor having their own twist. The festival starts at 6 tomorrow. Tickets are on sale for $35. You can buy them at the Fargo Dome or at Bernie's.
Later on